in points, rebounds, and assists. Perk, the question is, would this be the most impressive Jokic run in the playoffs if they close out against the Thunder?
Absolutely. Hell yeah, it would. And it's for a few things. Number one, they just fired their championship coach, Michael Malone. So now Jokic's leadership skills have went through the roof. I've never seen Jokic more vocal like I've seen him this postseason as a leader. On the floor, in the timeouts, coaching, having a clipboard, directing traffic, things to that nature. Also, from a physicality standpoint, I've never seen Jokic had to go get a lot of these wins in the trenches. You look at the Clippers series, going against Big Zubac, battling against him, having off nights, having to bring out Zubac bringing out the best of him. Now you translate to this Oklahoma City series. You're watching him right now. He had 3 horrible games in this series and 2 fantastic ones. And all of a sudden you force a game 7 against the number 1 seed, against a guy that's probably going to win MVP over you in SGA with a rookie head coach, and you could walk into Chesapeake Arena and go get a dub, game 7 dub against the best team that's still in the playoffs, how deep they are, you damn right. This is the most impressive run of Jokic's career in the postseason.
First off, they haven't won game 7 yet. That's number one. Number two,
I said if they win it.
Right.
I said if they win it, Mr. Smart
Ass. Is this Jokic's most impressive?
Oh, whoa. Watch your mouth, man. You ain't got, that
it's not your rules. It's not your rules today.
I understand what that. Watch your mouth.
All right.
You understand?
I like the tie, by the way, and the shirt and all of that stuff.
He brought it out for the Knicks tonight.
It's Steve Harden.
He brought it out for the Knicks tonight. He brought it out for your Knicks. This happens, and by the way, this isn't just about this. This happens every year. People overreact to the first 2 rounds. We're only halfway there. Halfway there. There's a month left, more than a month left. You're going to win the whole thing. Do I think that this could be Jokic's if he wins 2 game 7s and then goes and sees the team that knocked them out in the last year? By the way, I think the Nuggets could have won the championship last year. The only team I think that could have touched the Celtics was the Nuggets. They didn't get there because the Wolves took them out. So, yeah, I think the possibility is there. But this is a man with a title already. So, no, I can't say that. But it's been darn impressive, and I suspect it's going to be regarded as one of the great runs if he can get another Game 7 win and then beat the Wolves.
Well, listen, here's what I think. I think that Perk makes a good point based on what we've seen from Jokic thus far, particularly considering the changes that was made at the top in terms of their coach and their GM, and the absence of a bench of depth that he's had available to him in the past. But I'm also, in the same breath, looking at him and what he has done throughout the years. And he's had so many great performances. I just think that when you see him being a walking triple-double this year, responding to the challenge, going into OKC this Sunday and winning a Game 7 against SGA, knowing, for example, that Russell Westbrook over the last 3 games before last night was struggling, averaging 6 points on 22% shooting, that Michael Porter Jr. wasn't doing much. Now if you go into this Game 7 with your team being sporadic, absence of depth, now the health of Aaron Gordon is a question mark because of the hamstring. If he ends up pulling this off, I think Perk will have a good point, really good point. I just think that needs to happen before we can have that discussion.
And
He's
they're
comfortable
dealing
in
with
Game
injuries.
7. We know that. Yeah, they've been dealing with it.
Injuries. Michael Porter Jr., the
16
shoulder.
16 wins it takes to win the title. 16, not 8.
He's still on it.
One. I know that, Wendy.
Well, you know,
I won one. I know.
Nikola Jokic played in a lot of Game 7s.
That's why he cussed at you, because now you question his math. I mean, we all know you need 16. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to emphasize.
And the Thunder. Jamal Murray battling an illness, but he would be in the starting lineup. And early on, Wendy, it looked like SGA and the Thunder would be in control of this game.
They built a beautiful double-digit lead in the second quarter. I thought this might be the end for Jokic.
But then this happens. Watch SGA reaching in there. Jay, that's his 4th foul in the second quarter.
Yeah, just a young basketball play from a player who's extremely experienced and has matured throughout the course of his career.
And the game kind of turns right there. Here come the Nuggets. We're late in the half.
Ooh, lefty.
That's Murray getting it to go. And Chiney, we had Christian Brown had a big night.
Yeah, the role players were stars. And you say that, experience is the greatest teacher. That's what the Denver Nuggets were.
Brown had 23. Now we go to the third. The Thunder are down by 3. SGA, no. Holmgren, watch this. Jokic is there to say no. Now we're going to stay with the play, and it's Murray on the other end.
Who said Jokic couldn't get off the floor and jump?
Nuggets, a 5-point lead. And then we needed something from someone off the bench. Chiney, how about Julian Straub?
It was the joy he played with. The arena was erupting. He was huge, 15 points, getting dap-ups on the sideline.
He had for 15. The Nuggets take an 8-point lead, and now they look to extend it. Again, Murray, who was playing with an illness, not feeling well, scored 25. He was great. It's a double-digit lead. And Nikola Jokic, just a casual
Guard
lead.
that man.
29, 14, and 8 assists.
For him, it's a C-plus game.
Look at this pass. Watch this pass here.
Behind the head.
Ooh, on the dime. The accuracy, man.
Jokic with the dime is exactly right. Look at that. And the Nuggets go on to cruise to the win, and so we will get those two magical words. Game 7 with 2 minutes left before the half. The Thunder were up by 14. Again, right around that time is when SGA gets the 4th foul and everything kind of turns. Nuggets begin their comeback. They outscore the Thunder by 24 points over the final 26 minutes, with Jokic and Murray combining for 33 of those 73. Denver had 15 more points from the free throw line than OKC as well. So here was SGA looking ahead.
It's do or die. It's what you live for. It's what you worked your whole life for. It's either your dream continues or your dream ends. So you lay it all out there on the floor and live with the results. But yeah, I'm excited for the opportunity for sure.
Okay, he's excited. We're all excited. And maybe there is something else. Windman brought this up earlier today that could be at stake in this Game 7.
Big historical context here. I suspect going into the future, we're going to be arguing about who should have won the 25 MVP. Should it have been Shea? Should it have been Jokic? They haven't given it out yet. Typically, they give it out early in the second round. The way the schedule fell this year, the league didn't do it. You might as well put it at the center table, because even if Shea wins this award, if Jokic takes Game 7 in Oklahoma City from Shea, the MVP will be always sort of that little asterisk on it. Fair or not, I know it's a regular season award. Just the idea that two of them could play together in this series is fascinating. The fact that the MVP trophy hasn't been given out and Game 7 is on the line makes this a historic moment.
Do we know why they haven't done it? I've been wondering about that all along.
I did check with the league. Typically, they would never give it out in the second week of a series. They would only give it out in the first week of a series. That said, normally they give it out by the beginning of the second round. For whatever reason this year, the schedules fell. They didn't do it.
But Greeny, that's why I don't think it should be a regular season award. I think it should be a full body of work award, because we have this monumental moment that's happening between these two Goliaths who are playing against each other. And literally, it's a win-take-all scenario.
Yeah. And it's a different conversation.
Agreed. Yeah, I know.
We've had it before. I don't dislike it. I don't like it either, which is a perfect way to play both sides. So let's table that for the moment. And let's talk about who is going to win Game 7 and why. Extra day of rest for the Nuggets, who have played so many games.
It will be an extra day of rest, but I still have OKC winning this game because, if you looked at the Denver Nuggets, playing in Denver, they had that sense of urgency. They had that desperation because they knew that if they didn't win this game, they would be going home. Now it's applying to both sides. And I look at OKC, and it's wild. You look at the numbers. We're talking about MVP. You look at the numbers. SGA, 29, 7, and 7. Jokic, 30, 15, and 5.7. Yes, both of them have not had that signature hallmark, I am that guy game. Someone will. I think it's likely going to be SGA. Again, we've talked about OKC being the youngest team in basketball. You've looked and watched SGA try to take over and learn how to take over the course of this series. He'll be comfortable at home. I feel like it's OKC.
I think that Denver wins the game just because I think Denver knows how to win on the road, and they are experienced. It may be the time for OKC, but I still think that Jokic is the best player in basketball. And as you said, Brian, I think that 29, 14, and 8 performance last night was a C-plus performance from your best player.
It's an interesting night, or it'll actually be in the afternoon, 3:30 Eastern Time Sunday on ABC. Because I remember when Phil Mickelson was standing over a putt, he had never won a major, and he's standing over a putt to win the Masters, and Jim Nantz says, is it his time? I feel like that's sort of the element here with SGA. He has taken over the league, but this would really put it over the top. Is